So notice it says that in the first 365 days, this video got 100 views per day. In other words, if we do 100 times 365, which is 365 with 2 zeros attached to it, that's the total number of views that the video had after those 365 days. Then notice on the 366th day, his video began to essentially go viral. It was growing at a rate of 25% per day. So that is now an exponential kind of concept. In fact, you can see that when we're talking about a growth model, an exponential growth model, you have A, which is the initial amount, which in our case is 36,500, because on that 366th day, he already had this many views. And then you have 1 plus R, where R is the rate. So R could be considered 0.25 if you want to look at it as a decimal, or we could say the 1 is really 100%, because when we're talking about percentages, it's always out of 100. So it's 100 plus 25%. In other words, 125% or 1.25. And then to the t power, where t is the time. In this case, the time is in days. So if we're saying that in that 7-day period, what occurred? Well, let's plug in a 7 here, and let's be clear on what that would give us. That would tell us the total views after those 7 days, knowing that it started out with the 36,500, right? So if we type that in, we have 36,500 times 1.25 to the, which is this caret symbol over here above the division sign. So to the 7th power, that gives us this amount here. So that's how many views he had after these 7 days, which really is after the 365 days plus 7 days. So let's be clear on what we have. We have in the first 100 days, he got 36,500 views. In just those following 7 days, we actually didn't write down how many views he got. We just know that at the end of it, he had about 174,045, looks like 46 if we round it up, views. So how do we actually figure out how many views he got in those 7 days? Well, if we subtract the 36,500 views that he got in those first 100 days, we find out that this is the number of views he got in that 7-day period afterwards. So I didn't give myself enough space, but you get the idea. It's 137,546 if we round it up. And they want to know how many more views did he get in that 7-day period after the first 365 days. So now we have to find the difference between this value and this initial value. So we'll just press minus 36,500, and we get approximately 101,000, which matches with option B.